All right, today we are tackling a huge question, one that's probably on your mind if you're a student right now. How can you use these powerful new AI tools for your research without getting into serious trouble?
I mean, this is the big one, right? Can you actually use something like ChatGPT for your school research? You've got this amazing tool that feels like it can do anything, but then you hear all these scary warnings about academic integrity. So, what's the deal?
So, the short answer? Yes, you absolutely can. But, and this is a really big but, it's tricky. If you use it the wrong way, the consequences can be, well, pretty severe. The good news, though, if you use it the right way, it can actually make you a smarter, way more efficient researcher.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through 5 clear steps. First, the AI research dilemma. Then, how to use AI to get started. Third, we'll move from AI to actual academia. Fourth, writing with your assistant. And finally, we'll talk about why this is all so important for your integrity and your future.
All right, Section 1, the AI research dilemma. This is all about getting a handle on the high stakes of academic integrity before you even think about opening that AI tab.
So, to make this super practical, we're going to use one example assignment the whole way through. Let's pretend our assignment is this. Discuss the impact of social media on university students' mental health. This way we can see exactly how these rules work in a real-world scenario. And look, the stakes here, they really couldn't be higher. We're not just talking about getting a bad grade. Academic misconduct can lead to failing the assignment, getting a formal report of misconduct on your record, or even being removed from your program entirely. And here's the kicker, and this is so important to get. This applies even if you make a mistake unintentionally.
Okay, so how do we dodge all those risks? Let's jump into Section 2, using AI to start. The key here is to think of AI as your smart brainstorming partner.
Now, before you type anything into that AI chat box, the very first step is to break down the assignment yourself. So, for our example, the word discuss, that tells you need to look at different sides of the argument. Impact, that means you've got to find both positive and negative effects. See? By doing this first, you're not just asking for some generic, bland answer. You're getting ready to tell the AI exactly what you're looking for.
Once you've done that, then you can create a really good initial prompt. Take a look at this one. Notice what it's asking for? It's asking for an explanation, just something to help you understand the topic. It's not saying, do my homework for me. And that's the key. This is a totally safe, totally ethical way to get your research started.
Here's another great way to use AI right at the beginning. Ask it for research keywords. It can spit out a bunch of search terms you might not have come up with on your own. And these are perfect for plugging into real academic databases. This is kind of like the bridge that gets us to the next super important phase.
Which brings us to Section 3, from AI to academia. Okay, this is where you put on your serious researcher hat and really start doing the heavy lifting. And honestly, the first step in this phase, it might be the most important one. For now, you're going to leave the AI behind. Close the tab, its job as your brainstorming buddy is done. Now, it's your turn to take over.
So, where do you go? Well, you take those keywords we just generated and you head over to the legit places. We're talking Google Scholar, your university's library databases. You're looking for peer-reviewed journal articles and books by experts. These are the kinds of sources your professors actually want you to be using.
And this slide really gets at the critical difference, right? An AI might suggest a cool idea, like a link between two things. But a real academic source, like a study by Smith from 2022, that gives you hard, citable evidence. So here's the rule, and it's a simple one. If you can't find a credible academic source to back up what an AI told you, you just can't use it in your paper, period.
Okay, so as you're digging into these real sources, how you take notes is absolutely critical. Do not, I repeat, do not just copy and paste sentences. That is a one-way ticket to unintentional plagiarism. Instead, read a section and then put the main idea into your own words. And right away, jot down the author and the year. Seriously, this one little habit will save you so much trouble down the road.
All right, you've done the hard research, you've got your awesome notes. Now, and only now, can we bring the AI back into the picture, but in a very limited role. This is Section 4, writing with your assistant. And pay close attention to that word assistant, not writer.
So, this is where you have to understand the bright, clear line in the sand. Asking an AI, hey, write a paragraph about social media and anxiety. That's academic dishonesty, full stop, no gray area. But asking it, hey,
Could you check this paragraph that I already wrote for grammar mistakes? Well, that's just using a tool. It's like a superpowered spell checker. See the difference? One is outsourcing your brain, the other is just polishing your own work.
And as you're writing, pulling from those amazing notes you took, there is one golden rule you just cannot forget. Ever. You have to cite every single idea that didn't come from your own brain. And here's a pro tip. When in doubt, just add the citation. It's always better to have one too many than one too few.
Now, something new that's popping up is that some universities are asking students to be transparent about how they used AI. If your school requires this, don't sweat it. Just add a simple, honest acknowledgement like this one. It actually shows that you're being responsible and that you get what the AI's role is supposed to be and what it isn't.
And that brings us to our last section, number 5, your integrity, your future. Because really, this is about so much more than just getting a good grade on one assignment.
So let's break this down. There are basically two types of academic dishonesty. First, there's the intentional kind. Copying and pasting AI text or submitting an essay the AI wrote. But then there's the unintentional kind, like just forgetting to add citations or not paraphrasing well enough. And what you have to realize is that universities treat both of these very seriously. Why? Because either way, the result is the same. You're passing off work as your own that, well, isn't.
And look, this isn't just about some random rule your professor made up. As this quote from the International Center for Academic Integrity points out, things like honesty and responsibility, these are the core values of higher education. The whole point of an assignment isn't just to hand in an essay. It's a workout for your brain. It's about learning how to think critically, how to research like a pro, and how to build your own solid arguments.
So, if you only remember 3 things from all of this, please make it these 3. 1. Always verify your sources. 2. Always write in your own words. And 3. Always cite everything. Nail those 3 and you'll be in great shape.
At the end of the day, it really all boils down to one simple question. Think about it like this. A hammer is a tool, right? But it doesn't build the house. The carpenter does. It's the exact same thing here. So you have to ask yourself, is your AI a tool that you are using to build something amazing, or have you just handed it the blueprints and walked away, letting it become the author? That choice is entirely up to you.